Is this even the time that I said it was going to go live? The thought just crossed my mind and I don't remember. Let's see. 6 o'clock, yep, that's fine. It's fine, totally planned, totally prepared. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing fantastically well today. Good to see you there, TV. Hopefully you're doing good. I am Melanie. We are back with more Yuri writing, which is gonna be nice, actually. It still feels a bit weird to be doing this on a Tuesday as opposed to a Thursday, because this is usually a Thursday thing. But I'm gonna be busy on Thursday. I'm gonna be busy. I'm going on holiday. It's gonna be lovely. I can't wait. I mean, well, it's gonna be lovely, but it's also gonna be like raining a lot. It's gonna be raining a lot, and I'm gonna be outside a lot, and it's probably gonna be very wet and not very dry and sunny, despite being summer. But whatever. But yeah, hopefully we're doing good. We are doing more Yuri writing. It's gonna be lovely. This is definitely gonna be lovely. I just had a little quick flick through everything that we had done in the last couple of streams. Well, actually, was it the last couple of streams? It feels like it was the last couple of streams, because we've got 2,357 words here. I'm pretty sure I got down to... Where is it? Somewhere around... Yeah, it was around about here, actually. Yeah, this is where we stopped the first time. Actually, it was here. Here's where we stopped the first time, which is quite nice. Me dead. Oh, triangle. Such a shame to hear it. Why are you dead? Hopefully you're feeling less dead soon. Hopefully so. No, sorry to hear, but hopefully despite being dead, you're all right. Hopefully so. Still, glad you were able to make it here at the very least. Very glad you're able to make it here. Rest well. Just chill. Go sleep. Go sleep sooner rather than later if you need to. We're just writing. We're just doing more chill writing here. I was very happy with how much writing we did yesterday. It was lovely. But I've actually had a bit of an interesting day, and I'm gonna have an interesting day tomorrow. Tomorrow's my last day at work before I go on my holiday, because I'm going on holiday on Thursday. But the thing is, while I'm going on holiday on Thursday, I'm not actually going to work on Wednesday. There was an incident. There was an incident at work, which led to us all being sent home earlier today, which was very interesting. However, fortunately it doesn't bother me too much. It just let me have a little bit more time to just chill out today, which was nice. A little bit. Let's see. In the last 4 days I wrote my entire bachelor thesis, presentation and speech included, did all the paperwork, and did a preliminary defense today. Okay, astonishing. What the hell? Triangle. I mean, first of all, congratulations. Good job. Good job getting over that. That's hugely good job with that. More otherwise. Why are you leaving all to the last minute? Why did you do all the writing and preparation in 4 days? I mean, to be fair, I can't judge because I more or less did similar when I was studying. I can't really judge, but at the same time, yeah. But no, congratulations, good job, Triangle. But yeah, definitely time to rest after that. My goodness, absolutely. Need to send a little message. I keep forgetting to send it. Nothing like adrenaline to help the creative juices. That's not so much creative juices as more sheer necessity. Like Softie is a good master, as we say sometimes. Necessity is the mother of invention, I suppose. I was cooking the technical side of it for a few months and I just gave up on doing it right when time went out. Fair enough. Fair enough. But still, good job pulling it all together. That is the important part. You did a good job right there. Just to let people know that I'm going to be busy this weekend and I can completely forget. There we go. Right, my obligations have been met. Now I have nothing but an obligation to myself. Fantastic. Now I knew I could do it in 2 days, it's just that I hope to have more than 2 days for it. Fair. Was kind of a deadline kind of dropped on you out of nowhere? I do hate when that happens. Deadlines just dropped on you. I mean, I'm quite good when it comes to deadlines. In my work, like I do a lot of writing at work, as I've said this several times. It's kind of what inspired me to do all this much writing at home. But yeah, I think it was nearly 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks ago yesterday. I ended up picking up a project that I had to do a hell of a lot of writing for. A hell of a lot. And at the time, we were like, yeah, this will probably get done like this week. By the end of this week, and I was like, probably not this week, more likely next week. So we're like, yeah, probably next week. Except it didn't happen last week. It ended up happening, well, actually, if it's happening at all, it started happening today, and then the incident happened, which led to me being sent home and being unable to work on it. Well, at least until I got home, but then. Well, let's just say I was very productive, but not in a workplace kind of sense. But regardless, yeah, if I don't get it all done tomorrow, it's gonna not be done until like, I don't know, will it even get done next Tuesday? I don't know, there's a lot of work to do. I'm gonna be very busy. But I suppose it would be a good thing to give myself something to do on my day back, so we'll see. Just my tech type is more of a discovery type. So you can't predict how much time it will take to finish. You just attempt it again and again until it's done, or give up and just make the results fit. Oh dear. Oh science. Oh science. What an industry. What a field in general. Right. I think now that I'm about to be starting another scene here, we're having a time skip. How do we do that? How do we do it? How do we want to do it? Do we do like a 3 years old? All because science doesn't tolerate negative results. Well, listen, this is something that I've had to learn in my current role. Even if something goes well, it doesn't mean that science wasn't done. You just need to frame it in a different way. You make it fit the narrative, or the kind of narrative that's acceptable. Even if you don't necessarily do more science, or even if you don't achieve the result you're hoping to get, you're still contributing to the scientific process. What you're doing then is like, say, well, I'm going to rely on like particle physics here because it's kind of what I'm more familiar with, somewhat. I say more familiar as if I haven't looked at it in forever. But like if you're trying to discover a new particle, say, so you do a massive experiment, you spend several billion euros, and you find nothing. And you're just like, shoot! They're not going to be happy about this. What you do is you don't just say, well, we thought there was a new particle, but unfortunately we don't seem to have found it. You don't say that. No, what you say is that instead of trying and failing to do something, you reframe it. You reframe it as, okay, with the help of this incredible advancement, with the help of this incredible investment that you've provided, thank you very much to our investors and supporters for that, we have been able to rule out that the particle can exist within this mass range, or by these production methods, which allows us to narrow the constraints on future testing. That's how you describe it. That's how you justify your failed science experiment as a good science experiment, right there. That's how you do it. And man, I wish I knew how to do that while I was an undergrad. That would have been so much easier. Also, I've learned that at least 13.5% of the committee are idiots. That sounds about right. Also, 13.5%. It's an oddly specific number. How many people are on the committee? Based on that, let me have a little look. Shit. Let's see. 100 divided by 13.5. That suggests about 15 people. 15 people. 1 out of 7. Is that it? Like 7.5. How are you rounding? How are you rounding? It's 14.285714, not 13.5. What are you? Some kind of engineer? Some kind of astronomer? Where order of magnitude's good enough? Not in percentages. Well, actually, in percentages, if it's like within a factor of 10, it's still good enough for an astronomer, but still! Anyway, I'll let you off. I'll let you off. Your brain has been cooking for 4 days. I will give you peace. But yeah, no, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. A lot of people in decision-making positions, they're in decision-making positions because they're not able to do anything practical. Why do you think I'm a science gatekeeper? Oof, self-burn. First, I'm indeed an engineer. Second, it's the smallest person around. Yeah, but you assigned them a larger percentage. Wait, actually, no, that's true. You did. No, actually, that's true. You did assign them a smaller percentage. So I'm just dumb. Sorry, I'm eating some mini marshmallows because I've got them and they're nice. So yeah, fair. Okay, they count as less of a person. Proportionally less. Proportionally less of the committee because they're smaller. That sounds about right. Right. How do I do this? My chair. Squeaky. I'm giving you one. A not bad one. Right. How do we do this? So I'm gonna say that this is like late summer. Like this is like shortly after the start of a new term. Late summer, early autumn. This is when they're like 10, 11 in this school system. That sounds about right to me. So yeah, maybe like 8 years ago. Maybe just do something like 8 years ago. And then we can maybe like change it a bit more than that. But then would the next one be 4 years ago? Or would it be... ...4 years ago or 4 years later? Which makes more sense in this world? What do you think? If we're continuing this time skip flashback segment. We haven't done it previously in this story. Let's see. So I'm doing my thesis about a thing called electrohydraulic metal forming. Ooh, that sounds fun. So I got the question if I'm using some kind of an electroliquid. I was 100% sure I misheard that. I didn't. So as if you were forming the metal using like electricity arcing through water. I mean, maybe there's a project there. It could be. Electrohydraulic metal forming. No, so that's metal forming using electrically powered hydraulics. I would infer. I'm probably very wrong. But wow. Yeah, oh, actually, there is also the fact, sometimes when you're in those meetings, they will actually go out of their way to ask you completely moronic questions just to see you think on your feet. You spark the lightning in the water, it freaking explodes, and the explosion deforms the metal. Ah. Interesting. So it was right the first time. Very interesting. You spark the lightning in the water, it explodes, and the explosion deforms the metal. Okay. So, like, it's kind of like a percussive shock from, like, a sea mine on the hull of a submarine. It's like, it's not the explosion itself that does the damage to the hull per se. It's the percussive shock from the expanding and collapsing bubble, the pressure waves that come from it. Did they mean conductive? No, they just had no idea what electrohydraulic means. So basically it's turning the weight of the water that it's submerged in into a hammer to form the metal. That's quite interesting, actually. I wonder how, if I'm reading that correctly. That's interesting. Let's see. Also, nice try, bot. Very nice try. That's interesting. Fear, I need to Google that too, though I'm far from an engineer, though. I mean, I don't know what electrohydraulic is either. Also, electroliquid. Jeez. Well, it's not even the wave in that case, it's the massive water movement that's displaced by the arc's plasma at ridiculous speed. Yeah. So, like, the heat of the plasma causes the water in the arc to vaporize, creating a bubble of steam. And then that bubble expands rapidly, then gets compressed again under the pressure and the rapid cooling, and then that creates like pressure waves in the water, like not on the surface, but yeah. That's interesting, if I'm reading that correctly anyway. You do understand that I'm tempted to explain the whole mechanism. You do understand that I'm tempted to not do any work in my writing? Like mantis shrimp. It sounds like it actually. Kind of, well, it would be a different process because that's like a jet of water. But even so. But with the power of lightning, yeah, hell yeah. Lovely, love it. I approve. Anyway. That'd be up for having it explained to me. Hell yeah, go ahead. But yeah, while Triangle is repeating the efforts that have taken the last 4 days to accomplish, once again, congratulations on that triangle. Which do I go for? 4 years ago or 4 years later? We're doing a flashback that follows on from a previous flashback. There's like a time skip within the flashback. How do I refer to it? We've got the first one down as 8 years ago. Do we do another one 4 years later? I wonder. Mantis shrimp actually do it better because they can direct the water jet better than we do. Ooh, that's fun. But then they're also on a much smaller scale, all things considered. But still, now that you've got the technology there, all it's going to take is a couple of, you know, tens of thousands of years of convergent evolution. And then you'll suddenly have it able to do what you want. But yeah, 4 years ago, 4 years later. 4 years ago, 4 years later. They're not deforming room temperature titanium anytime soon. Wow. That's very interesting. So it sounds like the benefit of using electrohydraulics is that you don't require powerful machinery with incredible compressive force. You can just generate the compressive force by arcing electricity through water. So basically any bath of water, properly insulated, would be able to do the job. That's very interesting. And I suppose you could probably arc it stochastically, so just like fire off arcs one after another to get like a repeated hammering. That's interesting. I wonder if there's like an optimal way to do it. Like accounting for like dissipation and avoiding any reflections. Ooh, I wonder if the boundaries of the pool would have to be specially angled to be able to either direct away or dissipate or just like sheer absorb the reflections to avoid interference. Oh, that's fun. I like that. I like that. There's a fun project in here, Triangle. I approve. I thoroughly approve. I'm gonna say 4 years ago feels compatible. It maintains the theme, whereas 4 years later might get mistaken for 4 years from the present day. Like in the future rather than in the past. Which is hard to say. You'd be able to tell... You'd be able to tell. I think I'm leaning towards 4 years ago, because like 8 years ago makes it clear that it's in the past. And then 4 years ago, it's not 4 years before that, it's 4 years ago. As in, rather than 8 years ago, it's now 4 years ago. I'm inclined to say 4 years ago. That can work. Staccato discharge is the way you go if you're working with something that has to be deformed at a huge rate. If you apply all the energy in one go, you'll probably destroy the workplace. That sounds about right, yes. That sounds about right. But I'm interested in the borders. Do you have to put like triangular cones on the edges of the water bath in order to absorb the reflections? Like the surface of Vanta Black material. But instead of like for light, for water waves. Ooh, that's fun. That's really fun. I like that. Right, what happened 4 years ago? We did what happened 8 years ago. That was them meeting in primary school. So then we're jumping ahead to when they're about 4th year of secondary school via my school system. But the more energy you deliver at once, the better you harvest the funny effects that come with high-speed deformation. Oh, do tell me about that high-speed deformation. I want to hear about it. What happens? What happens? Do you just like get do you get the what's it called? The titanium just turned to putty? Does it like a bullet's just hit it? Ooh, what happened if you did an electric arc on both sides of a material at the same time? Could you theoretically forge a sword using electrohydraulics? Oh, I wonder. Just think about that. You could like hammer both sides of the blade at the same time. Which, to be fair, is kind of what you do when you use an anvil. That'd be fun. No, the reflected wave does work too, so you don't want a Vanta Black chamber walls. You probably need a parabolic mirror. Oh yeah, so that would like work as like a second reflection, a second impact. Just like depending on the speed of sound and water times like the distance between the arcing spot or the focal point and the mirror itself. And what's the speed of the speed of sound and water? It's something like 1,000 meters per second, somewhere around there, if memory serves. So if it was like a meter, it was like half a meter to the edge and then half a meter back, we're like talking like a millisecond. That's pretty quick. 1.5 kilometers a second. Yeah, sounds about right. Fantastic, fantastic. Electrohydraulic forming is extremely unfit for volumetric deformation, aka forging. Sheet metal forming is the way. This is the way. Excellent, fantastic, love it. Oh, you know how rare it is I get to talk actual engineering on stream. This is fantastic, I love it. Certainly beats poking fun at cryptocurrencies. Or, well, metaverse, I suppose it was. Right, what happened 4 years ago? 4 years ago, we are on, believe it or not, just scene 2. Rising tension, lovely. This should be relatively quick though. Hopefully this is going to be quite short. So no swords forged with the power of lightning anytime soon. Okay, so if sheet metal forming, could you use it to make like a box section? Like just like, actually, could you even do that? Could you like fold it into a box? Probably not, eh? Although the funny effects, do you know that there's 2 different ways to deform metal? I would assume there would have been 3 because there's stress, strain, and shear forces, aren't there? I suppose it depends on... Yeah, okay, do tell. How do you deform metal? And what does that have to do with Young's modulus for 10 marks? How do I start this scene? So we want to establish at this point that they are good friends. That's it. Lovely. Oh, it's on a technological level, not on the inner workings perspective. Boo! This is why I studied physics instead of engineering. Because I always wanted to know why. I wanted to know why. Why? No, no, seriously, do explain. I'm going to ramble a short story about myself in the meanwhile. Well, I distinctly remember I was in primary 7, so I was about like 10 years old, 10, 11 years old. I was drawing something with chalk, and then the piece of chalk broke in my hand. And I was like playing with it. I was like holding the 2 pieces together and looking at them. I know the why, it's just not as relevant now. Fair. But yeah, I was like holding the 2 pieces of chalk together, and they were like, "Mel, what are you doing?" And I was like, I'm holding these together, and I'm wondering why they don't fit back together. Like, why don't they just become whole again? And they were saying, "Mel, because it's broken. Broken things don't just fix themselves." And I had to explain. I said, no, I know that they're broken. I know that it's not just going to jump together and fix itself. What I'm wondering is, why doesn't it jump together and fix itself? Like, the pieces are here. And they just did not get it. Like, keeping in mind, glass and self-mending materials, exactly. Exactly. Like, we figured out just in the last handful of years how Roman concrete worked. We figured out how Roman concrete works. It turns out they just didn't break down their limestone very well when they were making the concrete. Which sounds like it would be a bad thing. Engineers were looking at it and just going, no, no, you want a nice fine grind. You want it broken up in tiny little bits. The Romans, they knew better. They were like, no, 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 no. You'll leave it as big chunky bits. So that when rainwater gets into the cracks, it dissolves some of the limestone, and then that reseals the cracks. And that's why Roman concrete was so good. Because it literally self-mends. And this is 2,000-year-old technology. Anyway. Well, actually, is it 2,000 years old? I don't even know. It's roughly that, anyway. But yeah, we've literally just started looking into self-mending materials again. Not that the Romans were that advanced. They just got a bit clever when it came to concrete. But considering that humans have created more things out of concrete than literally anything else in all of our history, concrete's kind of a big deal. Metal can be formed by either hot or cold. Big difference is that in hot conditions, the microcrystals undo the distortions caused by deformation, thus removing the hard limit on how much you deform things until they break. Aha! Whereas if they're cold, you're basically like doubling down on those microcrystals, which leads to more issues. So the fun thing with high-speed deformation is that the heat caused by the deformation is enough to put the deformed area in the hot condition, thus allowing you to greatly extend the limits of how much you can deform stuff for the purpose of heating it up. Fascinating! That's really interesting there. That is actually really cool. Good old internal stresses and frictions. Gotta love it. But yeah, no, I distinctly remember that question coming to mind. And the other kids that were at my tables in school getting really annoyed at me for not understanding that broken things don't fit together, as if they have any understanding of what entropy is. But no, it literally took me until I was in, I think, 3rd year of university for a solid state physics course where they actually explained the process by which a broken thing does not fit back together. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were aspects of it that were mentioned in other parts of the course as well. But that's where I distinctly remember remembering or realizing the answer. It was fun. It was interesting. It was certainly the first time it was actually pertinent information. Anyway, yeah, fun stuff. I loved it. Right. So we need to establish that Brianna and Clementine are good friends. Clementine and Brianna are making future plans. Clementine vaguely enjoying maths, Brianna less interested but encouraged to do something related so they can study together. Slightly tsundere, but they're clearly close and friendly. Establish Brianna at least if consciously crushing on Clementine at this point. Awkwardness as Brianna has to leave Clementine to return home. Offer to stay over, bashfully refused, but leaves with a heavy heart. I know what I want to do here. This should be a relatively short-ish scene. At least I bloody hope so for the sake of my workout. And the distortions do not have the time to traverse the microcrystals to lock up and cause the hardening effect. To get more mileage out of cold state deformation on top of cheating the system and not actually doing it cold. Amazing. I look forward to your prototype. So, how do we establish friendship? Over here, they're just playing games, talking together. We mentioned the decoration. That's something that I did mention in the previous one. And ooh, that's gonna be fun. I'm actually thinking one of the short scenes for chapter 5 also being from Brianna's point of view, or like maybe being at Brianna's house. And so we actually get to see Brianna's room in contrast to Clementine's. And maybe we can have her like receive something that she can put in her room. Like several years after she got her room, of course, but let's make a memory that exists. Also, TVPG, thank you so much for the gifted sub for Triangle. Triangle, I hope you enjoy having a little badge next to your name again. TV, incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got hit by a sub. Thanks, TV. Yeah, thank you so much, TV. So appreciated. Disclaimer, I've not invented the thing. It exists for 50-something years in niche applications. And it's niche because no one cares to implement it in mass production, all the units that exist are one-time prototypes. And yet it's really interesting and really useful. Right, okay. That's your next project. Assuming that you do postgraduate study. Investigate situations where it is superior to existing manufacturing processes. Be they under any circumstances. That's your next job. That's your next job. Assuming you've not really got that plan in mind already. You want to make it so that it's easy as possible to adopt it. Right. I've literally written 3 words. I've been here for like 35 minutes and I've written 3 words. Well, technically I wrote 6 words, but I deleted 3 of them. So... Could do that joke about running into something that really smells, but as a non sequitur. But maybe not. Maybe not. As classic a reference as that is, I would literally be the only one to enjoy it. What? Oh, Stationery set? I do love me a stationery set. Perhaps. And now I'm mentally going over my mental checklist of what maths I knew when I was like 14, 15. Damn it! What am I writing? What am I even doing? What am I doing with my life? What am I writing? Also, my feet are falling asleep. Dear. Right, 4 years ago. Where do I start? I've got empty page syndrome. I know what I want to write, I just got empty page syndrome. We've got to do... drop in the middle of something. What are they doing? They're in Clementine's room. They're doing a something. I'm leaning towards they're doing homework. By which I do not mean each other. I'm doing homework. I'm homework. Yeah, let's not do that. Not yet. God, you know, if I ever... oh my god, like... that'd be something I would like right there. That'd be something I'd quite like. Aerospace engineer. Ooh, all the smooth, streamlined sheet metal parts beg to be done in EHF. But with prototype grade units and no solutions to simulate the process accurately, we stand no chance to do the precision needed. So my bachelor's is about cooking this solution. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Well, best of luck with it. I will be very interested to see it. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing that will come up in aerospace. Yeah, I've actually, kind of like as part of my work, I've ended up talking to like a couple of former aerospace engineers and the skills that they're taking over into like general engineering and like other applications, whether metal work or what was the other one? One of them was doing metalworking and another one was doing probably more metal work. I think metalwork and aerospace engineering, it kind of makes sense that those two go hand in hand. Yeah, I think it was. Maybe mistaken. But yeah, no. Little bit of a tippy toe in that direction. Very interesting stuff. But right. Homework. I'm literally researching what kind of maths I did when I was 14, 15, because I do not remember for the life of me. I literally can't remember for the life of me. Let's find a past paper. Oh yeah, because they had one that was like with a paper and without, well, with calculator and without calculator. I forgot about that. Right, let's have a flick through these, shall we? Oh my god, this is adorable. Polynomial roots. Sine and cosine rules. Oh, it's so cute. Like seriously, like, you know what's weird? If we're talking about maths, I never learned the cosine rule. I did not care for the cosine rule. I'd never needed to use it. I would just use the sine rule for everything. It was... I wondered why anybody bothered using the cosine rule, because if you don't know something in the cosine rule, you can just use the sine rule to figure it out. I literally didn't care. I probably lost so many marks using it. Cosine theorem? Maybe the cosine theorem. We called it the cosine rule. Standard deviation, volumes. That's literally just fractions. Fractions, polynomials, equations, parabolas, function roots, calculate lengths of triangle edges, best fit lines. My god. This maths is adorable. This is adorable. I love it. Love it so much. And the median and interquartile range of the ages of readers in a sample. Wow. Sine rule was 50% of my geodesy degree. Wow. Sine rule's so powerful. Why would you need anything else? Sine rule's awesome. Slabs and areas and widths. That's all just triangle stuff. Sines. Yeah, okay, so it's mostly algebra, trigonometry. Yeah, it's all just algebra and trigonometry. Is that even a thing? And then here's a calculator paper, which is easier. Like seriously, calculators are too easy. Calculator papers were nothing. Calculator papers were jokes. Absolute jokes. Calculate angle sizes, logo design, all questions, increasing interest. It's all triangles. It's literally all trigonometry and algebra. Literally all of it. Okay, trigon algebra. Nice and easy. No problem. I can do trigon frickin' geometry are easy. And algebra. Right. That means that the girls get told. Girls get told? Told? What girls get told? The girls will be getting told when I finally get around to doing a maths lesson. Seriously, I have been meaning for years to round up people, either in Amberglow or, well, when I was with Amberglow, or like friends, and just teach them university level mathematics with no preparations. I collect the total from doing any triangles. Oh dear. But yeah, no, I've actually wanted to round up people and do a maths lesson with them. Force them to learn university level mathematics. I'm pretty sure I could do it. They'd have no idea what they were doing, but I'm pretty sure I could do it. But yeah, doing a maths past paper could be fun at some point. Dear. Now that'd be really interesting, like actually like doing a random maths paper from when I was like 14. And then comparing that to what I'm able to do now. That'd be fun. Right, anyway, we're here to do writing, not mathematics. At least we know what we're up against now. Right. Doing homework, studying, and making future plans. Sign me up, I'll breathe through it. We love maths here, don't we? We should love maths here. Maths is awesome, maths is fun. Maths is practically a hobby for me. At work they told me my job was to write words, and I said no, my job is to do numbers. If I don't have numbers, I shall enumerate. It's fun. I love it. I love me some maths. I don't love it, but I can do it. Oh, you're missing out, Triangle. You're missing out. When the maths hits good, the maths hits really good. Also, no worries, TV. Hope all's good. No, when the maths hits good, and it is amazing. It's like a drug. It's like a drug. Ah. Seriously, the maths that I've done recently. The maths that I've done recently is very, very satisfying. It's very satisfying when you prepare the maths ahead of time and then you implement it in software and then it just works. Oh, no better feeling in the world. I mean, you know, aside from the inevitable couple of bugs that are introduced because, you know, you're programming. But no, when the maths works, it's so good. It hits so good. You're just not there yet, Triangle. One day you'll get there. One day you'll get to where I am. Maybe not exactly where I am, but you'll get to where I am. Where you enjoy maths just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much. For people, well, the ideal is for people just to be that little bit concerned about you. Like, not enough that they think you're completely obsessed, but we're like, what's going on over here? What's this person doing with their lives that they're actually enjoying doing maths in their own time at the lunch table for fun? That's what you want. Trigonometry, not trigonometry. That's something very different. Trigonometry, geometry, and algebra. Love it. Also, there are many ways to do EHF, and one of them is literally, we have no idea what happens here. Oh, just like with the formation of thunder. Or lightning, rather. We know that lightning happens. We don't know the process by which it's produced. People just hand wave and they say, friction between ice particles and clouds. And it's got something to do with hot and low and high temperature air. But do we know exactly how to do it? No. Believe it or not, having models of the atmosphere and making them actually work is kind of difficult. If you don't know how it works, It's great. Something like this. I really can't spell today. To be fair, I didn't write enough today. I need to write more. This one is arcing the arc directly onto the workpiece. Ooh. All we know about is about the usual 2 waves, 2 reflections, and a jet stream just goes home on that mode because there's no freaking water between arc and the sheet anymore. It could be it could just be like the heating of the metal itself causing the expansion, the water that because the thing is when electricity is conducted through a metal, the electron flow itself is across the surface of the metal. It's not like in the middle of the wire, it's specifically on the exterior of it. And it might be that the boundary between water and metal might be conducive to... This is me just spitballing here. It might just be that the barrier between water and metal might be conducive to an electric current flowing through there easier than through the surface of the metal itself. In which case that might be responsible for the expansion of the water, which then causes the patterns off the surface of the metal like that. That would be my guess. That's my I still have no idea exactly what you're talking about theory. But that would maybe be a guess of mine. Still very interesting. I do like this section though, because this is one of the first opportunities I've really had to write Clementine and Brianna having neutral banter, which is wonderful. If I've not talked about it enough, but like in the past when I've done writing, I really enjoy writing banter between 2 characters who have a good rapport with each other. Whether they're like on especially friendly terms or not, I like writing banter. Banter is fun. But like all of the interactions we've had between Clementine and Brianna so far, there has been like overhanging questions. There's the baggage of everything that we're about to cover hanging over them. There's their previously established relationship that there's more of a question conjured around it. So we're going back to a couple years prior to the major issues arising, and now we get to actually see what the relationship's like apart from that. So I can just show this is the healthy relationship that they used to have. And this is like the banter that we're seeing mere echoes of in the toxicity that we've seen so far. So I'm enjoying. I've literally written 3. I'm gesturing at the screen here. I have written 3 freaking lines, and one of them doesn't even count. And I'm loving this already, so I'm happy. There we go. That doesn't explain where we get a few 100 megapascals of stress needed to explain the fact that the sheet still deforms. The vaguely working theory is that the void collapse hits the sheets directly and hits hard. Well, yeah, that's basically what I'm suggesting. So basically you get the expansion of steam directly around the surface of the metal. It happens suddenly and rapidly, very high temperature, very fast and rapid expansion, and then it immediately collapses on itself again. If you're doing it a couple of, like, I don't know, millimeters to inches above the surface, then the water has to go further after the collapse of that bubble to then impact the metal. Whereas I'd imagine if the explosion's on the surface of the material, then it doesn't have to like collapse and then radiate and then hit the metal. It just collapses immediately, and then the focus from that collapsed bubble just immediately impacts that point. And the displaced water rushes back to create the mother all jet streams. Yeah. I get that. I'll leave the exact mechanics of it to you, because you definitely know more about it than me, but I can see how it might work, at the very least. But yeah, you're definitely more of an expert on the subject than I am at this point. Actually, at any point. No, my projects at uni were particle physics for the most part. Pure theory, looking at the production of Higgs bosons, and then trying to build a telescope for cosmic ray detection. That was fun. By which I mean it killed my PC. But it was also fun. Biggest problem was that it wasn't a practical experiment. It was, both of them were very theoretical. So that was fun. Right. Good banter, it flows naturally, and also I get to use my neurotic logic, which is very fun. I'm a metalworking engineer. I'm not supposed to know what the hell happens to those before those hundreds of megapascals hit the sheet. No, you should know. At the very least, you should know in theory what's going on before those megapascals hit the sheet. That's your job. Like, if you're building the machine that's supposed to do that, that makes it your job. Meanwhile, in 2 days, one of my classmates goes out with a silly degree as a startup shtick, and he basically has a slide that reads, "This project is unprofitable." Okay. Okay. Pro tip for your friend. What you do is you say, "This project is unprofitable, but with sufficient funding, we can reach significant enough market cap that eventually we have so much influence over the industry that we're the only solution, so we can charge whatever we want for the service." I call it the Amazon model. That's what you do if your project is unprofitable. But yeah, Degree's a startup. Degree's a startup isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's definitely more of an engineering thing. And again, even just because you've established that your project is unprofitable doesn't mean that you haven't made progress. You can always say, okay, the project is unprofitable based on this, but the question then becomes, okay, what would need to change to make it profitable? And then you can make a proposal for, okay, further study would require this aspect, or what could be done to reduce costs, or would it be possible to increase profit? There's ways around it. But yeah, no, I much prefer the pure science aspect. All my programming is mostly back-end stuff, and even then it's mostly very abstract. I've only very recently been doing front-end stuff, but I would like to do more. 9 months maybe. We have a lot of new material to cover in the meanwhile. I don't much fancy your chances at cramming 2 years worth of lessons the night before. But he doesn't care and just goes through with damning revenue rate numbers because he doesn't know what they mean. Well, I mean, there's a reason why you engineers aren't put through business classes, isn't it? Dear. Well. Hey, as long as the... Degree's a startup. Degree's a startup. Wait a minute, hold on. You're engineers. I was about to make an excuse for you all. But the thing is, you're engineers. That suggests to me that you're good with numbers and you're good at applying them. Right? That sounds about right, doesn't it? Sounds like you would actually be good at applying numbers. So my question is, why aren't you applying the numbers well? We had 1 semester of economics. Back at trade school I had a whole year of it and another half a year of entrepreneurship. I take it your classmate didn't quite manage similar? Have the same opportunity? Even so. Like, what is being an entrepreneur but applying engineering principles to the market? Prove me wrong. Tell him he's not engineering properly enough. Tell him an anime girl on the internet said he's not engineering hard enough. Oh, you had a semester of economics. Oh, that's like a year. You came to uni straight out of school. I'm surrounded by children that are born in this millennium. Wow. Okay, yeah, fair. There is actually, yeah, no, there's someone who I have nothing but the utmost respect for at work, who was in fact born this millennium, and it's painful to me. I remember distinctly saying to a friend, even though I was only born at the tail end of this last millennium, I remember distinctly saying to a friend several years ago, I am not going to be able to take people seriously when they tell me that they were born after 1999. Even though I can only very vaguely remember 1999 at all, and even then in no detail. Do they go skibbity toilet all the time? I don't even know. You know what's weird? I was once playing VR chat with some friends. I was playing VR chat with some friends a couple of months ago, and there was like some random person with what looked like a sentient eel avatar for some reason. It was weird. And they were just being like really weird and creepy and making all kinds of like dumb memes and stuff. And I literally just had to say skibbity toilet. And they could not breathe for laughing. And I had no idea why. And to this day, I still have no idea why. All I had to do was say skibbity toilet, and they couldn't breathe. I was concerned. I thought, crap, where does this person live? We're gonna have to send an ambulance. So yeah, that was a thing. That was a thing. They then proceeded to curse at and swear and threaten my friends while we tried to mute them and really horribly freak them out, which was a shame. But yeah, no. Just freaking people on the internet, man. People on the internet. We have the ultra meme guy, and he knows all the shit memes that make me die within, but he doesn't know English enough to witness skibbity toilet. I've not even witnessed skibbity toilet. I've not witnessed skibbity toilet, and I'm native fluent. And I don't think I'll go out of my way to. I think I'm good, actually. I think I'm good. Anyway, we've been here over an hour, and I've literally done all the writing that is on screen here. That's an hour's work. Are you proud of me? Ah, dear. Anyway. People are dumb. People are dumb. Yee, be proud of me. Okay, actually, hold on. I need to actually get one of those head pat redeems. I need to figure out how to do that. How can I like link OBS to the head pat redeem? That'd be nice. That'd be fun. I'll look into doing that at some point. I need head pats. I need head pats, god damn it! Right, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just live here without head pats. No, but in your defense, you got distracted by the horrors of EHF. EHF sounds awesome! You get to do practical science there. Let me at it. We've done like 100 words. I hears explosive metal forming on my first year and decided that I want to blow shit up. Then I discovered blowing shit up with lightning. You know what? Blowing shit up with lightning is pretty cool, to be honest. Like, oh god, what situation was I in? I was talking to someone the other day. I forget what the context was. Was it on stream? I think it might have been on stream. It might have been with you guys, actually. We're talking about the hot dog on a skewer that gets cooked using an electric arc running through it. That sounds like the kind of thing that you were talking about, Triangle. If I remember right, that might have been you. And I'm starting to see why you brought that up in the first place. Wait, who else could that? I don't think that could have been anybody else. Could it have been? If my memory, that wasn't you? Who? What was it on stream? Because I was talking to someone about that. Who have I been talking to lately? Let's see. It wasn't yesterday. Yesterday Wait, no, I think it was someone at work yesterday. I think it might have been at work yesterday. Yeah, no, it was someone at work yesterday. That was really fun. Yeah, I've met a kindred spirit at work. He's very fun. Also has a mind for numbers and statistics, and it's fun. But yeah, he was talking about this thing that in America, you just run an electric arc through a hot dog to cook it. It like heats it from the inside out. Well, probably outside in, considering that electric current runs on the surface of the conductor rather than the inside. But yeah, no, my brain is just not working apparently. Yeah, there's a thing. It's a way of cooking a hot dog. You just stick it on two ends of a stick. You run the electric current through it, cooks the hot dog. Everything works great. Problem is when there's a difference if you plug it into a UK slot rather than an electrical outlet. Because we have twice the voltage of our US outlet and also a slightly different frequency. So if you actually run electricity through it using a UK outlet, do you need some mad frequency? Not really. No. It just runs at, I think it's 50 hertz in the UK, 60 in the US, and just 115 volts in the US, and that does the job. And it cooks it. Yeah, you don't need some crazy frequency. The motion of the electrons is more than enough, and they don't even move very far. But yeah, no, if you plug it into a UK circuit, what happens is because we've got double the voltage, that's double the potential difference, that's significantly more motion. That's an exploding hot dog. Also, I just had an idea of something that I could potentially do as a stream. Potentially. Anybody know what happens if you microwave a grape? You can create fireballs. I might... Well, I mean, first of all, I would need to get a microwave because I don't have a microwave. But theoretically, I could microwave a grape and make some plasma. That could be fun. I might enjoy that. Actually, balls of pure plasma. It's true. Hot dog IED stream. Oh, hot dog IED. Oh dear. Right. Okay. Now I wish I was like one of those like ridiculous engineering channels on YouTube. Like, you know, there's like those YouTube channels that just make dumb things on the internet. There's one of them that I do enjoy. What's it called again? I Did a Thing. I Did a Thing. This Australian guy who just like does the most ridiculous things. It's great. Like the useless inventions guy, not that guy. I Did a Thing. What did he do, for example? He's done a couple of things where he's like gone to some guy, William Osmond, not that, no. But the channel name is I Did a Thing. Go look it up, it's very funny. I think he made like a fancy spear gun at one point, but I'm trying to remember what he did. I'm trying to remember what he did that had him go to a farm and he was like shooting things. They did do like the massive spinning Beyblade of Doom that destroyed an entire room. That was fun. That was fun. Makes me wish that I actually had, you know, a big field to set off some actual improvised explosive devices on, because that would be fun. I remember looking into for purely educational reasons, I ended up looking up how to actually make certain weapons with certain materials. Did I say weapons? Certain educational tools using basically benign materials. Yes. But I have nowhere that I can safely set them off. Armaments, you say? No, not armaments. No. Why would you say armaments? William Osman, Alan Pan, and the Backyard Scientist. I think I've seen one of those, but I forget. There is also that one VTuber. There's another scientist VTuber who does, like, you know, again, actual science on stream rather than just saying that they're a scientist and having no chops to prove it. Like some people. But yeah, he does like some actual like ridiculous robotics things. No, unfortunately my science is all theoretical. I suppose you might say I have a theoretical degree in physics. Except no, I actually do have a degree in physics. Not theoretical physics. Theoretical physics gets... Okay, some degree in physics theory, to be fair. But still, anyway, we're getting very distracted here. Have I seen the lava cotton candy machine? No. But I have seen the cotton candy machine. They're fun. You can do all kinds of fun things with a cotton candy machine. Did you know that artillery shell propellant, when burned without exploding, emits an insane amount of infrared radiation? Newsflash! Setting something on fire sets a lot of heat. That sounds about right, yes. Artillery propellant should release a lot of heat. That's how that works. That's what combustion is. Oh dear. I mean, even compared to a usual fire of the same size. Yeah, because artillery, believe it or not, gunpowder, or, you know, whatever modern propellant is made of, is actually an incredibly dense and fast-acting source of energy. It would produce a ridiculous amount of heat. Yes. I'm sorry, Triangle. I feel like I should be more surprised by this. But I appear to not be. Oh dear. Oh yeah, William Osmond built himself an X-ray machine. That is a fantastic way to get yourself cancer. That's a very, very bad idea. But okay, not a bad idea, but still. Not generally advisable. X-rays are kind of dangerous. Although, you know, running it for a day is probably not too... Well, okay, not a day solid, but playing around with it for a day is probably fine. Like, it could be worse, like, living in a town that's built on a lot of granite, probably. He X-rayed himself, or well his hand. Okay, that's probably fine. That's probably fine. Like, all he has to do is, like, not eat a couple of bananas for a few days and he'll be fine. Like, there's the, what is it, the absolute banana dose, or something like that, as a measure for radiation exposure. X-rays aren't worth that many bananas. They're only worth like 40 bananas or something. And who has the time or stomach to eat 40 bananas in a few milliseconds? No one. I just kind of expected the propellant fire to be much bigger and not crank the IR intensity to 11 while appearing to be the same. Like the size of the flame itself is going to be more proportional to surface area than energy density. Like if you burn 1 mole of a chemical, typically speaking, it's going to produce like, well, as long as it doesn't, you know, explode, it's going to produce broadly the same kind of flame, kind of. The energy release is going to be very different, though. That's very much dependent on the chemical energy stored inside. But it also does depend a little bit on what kind of explosive we're talking here. I'll imagine that, what are they called? Like, typical propellants are probably not high explosives. So they're probably able to maintain a better flame. But then maybe you do want your explosive to be a high explosive for a propellant. I don't know, I'm not an expert in explosives and ballistics. But either way, still very cool. Things going on fire is generally fun and cool. A nice little line from Brianna here. Honestly, no idea what the fuel shells were fueled with. My brain and sanity were dying at that time, understandable. But I remember getting confused by the fact that I feel the heat of a fire that's so far I can barely see it. Well, I mean, the sun's pretty big, but you can, and pretty bloody far away as well. But you can still feel it. Like, I know it's big, but even as big as it is, it's still kind of surprising that you should feel it quite so warm. Power of the inverse square law right there. Ooh, which actually suggests that that flame might actually be hotter than the surface of the sun. Although most of the sun's warmth is from the, you know, sheer surface area of the beast. I don't know. Interesting anyway. Can we look this back around? There we go. Well, the sun's a fusion reactor, not a flimsy combustion pit. I do expect it to do better even at a distance. Okay, to be fair, there's only nuclear reactions going on in the innermost 20% of the sun. The rest of it's literally just radiating outwards and then convecting around the surface. The actual surface that releases light that we can see from the sun is literally just 200 kilometers thick. And the sun's a lot bigger than that. It's really just a big glowing hot ball. The nuclear part is only the bit that, you know, makes it so hot. It's actually in thermostatic equilibrium. Which is very cool, actually. Perfectly balanced. Well, you know, for the next 4 billion years or so. But it's effectively perfectly balanced. Only minor fluctuations and, you know, the odd solar flare that I missed the effects of. Well done, Mel. Perfectly balanced, as all spherical things in a vacuum tend to be. This is broadly true. This is broadly true, although there can be fluctuations even within those objects themselves. Look at the storms on Jupiter and Saturn, for example. Look at the Earth in general. They tend to be balanced on the long term, but still. One, two, three, four. Wait, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. One, two, three. So 1, 2, 3 and a bit. Three and a bit. 3 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 and a bit. Sweet. Sorry, numbers. Isn't the assumption for a penguin to be a cylinder? A cow? No. No. You got it wrong there, Nucleus. Even a penguin is a sphere. An elephant is a sphere. A cow is a sphere. Doesn't matter what it is. You can just... They're close enough to a sphere that you can just call them a sphere for a while. And they are not in perfect balance, generally speaking. We have a known meme about the school physics with its ridiculous amount of assumptions that goes, assume a spherical horse in a vacuum. That sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right. We do that all the time. It's useful though, because if you know how an effect would act on a sphere, then you get a good sense of how it's going to work in general. And then if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, like it suddenly matters that you want to know the tidal forces on a single hoof, for example, if you know how it's going to affect a sphere, then you can like extrapolate from there to figure out how it's going to affect a single hoof. It's easy. Well, a single hoof attached to the rest of the spherical horse. Yes, this is true. But yeah, penguins can be cylinders. Depends on the context. Hmm. There is a bit from a German comedian where he breaks down the abject horror of those assumptions, with school physics problem as example. That sounds about right. If you take it, well, this is a common strategy in comedy generally. Just take something to its ultimate extreme and expose the hilarity in there. Just imagine a spherical horse at like a show jumping competition. It would be suffering so much. Is it going to be able to jump? Well, does it even have any leg muscles to jump with? I don't think so. So it just rolls into the jump or something? I don't know. Kind of horrifying right there. Although I imagine said German comedian will be... Okay, actually, no. I was about to say that German comedian would probably be more funny than that joke of mine was. But they are a German comedian. They are a German comedian. The problem is a ballet dancer assumes the cylinder of height X and Y are while friction is negligible. I mean that's a reasonable assumption that you can make in the example of a ballet dancer as a cylinder. All you just need to know is the moment of inertia and the rotational speed that they're going at, and you've got a good example of a physics project right there. Let's have to do the job. Also, yes, the joke that German jokes aren't even funny. It's only slightly untrue. Hey, but actually, no, German comedians are funny. Their jokes are so bad that we get to make secondhand jokes about them. That makes them funny by association. Coming with an adipose double amputee being caught in the horror of an endless pirouette. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Right there. Yeah, that sounds about right. Although school physics, yeah, I mean, like we did start looking at moment of inertia in like last year of high school. Sounds about right. Can't write for shit. Mood, but to be honest, you've done enough writing the last couple of days. Oh, which actually tells me, Nucleus, are you on your holiday now? Or have you got some kind of summer placement? Are you working? Are you just enjoying your oh, it's triangle. Sorry, getting you two mixed up. Dear, we start talking engineering and I'm completely gone. Triangle, are you free? Nucleus, are you also free? I'm also tired. Give me a break. Give me a break. You both showed up at roughly the same time. I reserve the right to mistake people. I'm bad with names on a good day. I'm really good with faces, but unfortunately there is no face to link to. So I'm stuck with being terrible with names. I'm sorry. Dear. No worries. Yeah, I make excuses. I make excuses. They shouldn't work. They don't work. What about yourself then, Nucleus? Are you free for the summer? Or are you suffering with the rest of us? As if you've been gearing. Nope, no freedom. No freedom. Yay, no freedom. I mean, I will be free. I don't know if people were here for it when I mentioned earlier. I'm actually not streaming for the rest of this week. This is my only stream this week until probably next Tuesday. Because yeah, I'm taking a little short domestic trip. I'm going away for a couple of days somewhere nearby, but somewhere nice. Hopefully the weather will be not too terrible. I'll be more than happy to talk about and share what I get up to when I get back. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But yes, thank you. Do share. Oh, I shall. There will be plenty to share. There will be plenty to share. At least I'm hoping so. Oh, the self-watering planter is done. Oh, that's good to hear. That's nice. How have you got it working, by the way? Is it just water goes in? Or do you, like, recirculate the water? Recirculating the water could be quite interesting, actually. Although at that point, you've basically got hydroponics. But good job on that. Just capillary action. Ooh, that's still good. Do give us the lowdown on that one. How do you get the capillary action to water it? Have you got it like sitting in a water bath with a valve or something? That just fills itself up when enough has been drawn up? What is the primary mechanism by which it works? In a bucket. I'll take it. With a hole. A bucket with a hole. Okay. I'm now very interested. The pot has a small perforated pot sat in the bottom. Ooh. Interesting. So you fill the big pot, and then there's a small pot that has the plant inside it. But then how does it self-water, which is filled with compacted soil? Yeah. And then, oh right. So then you set your plant on top of the small pot above the water, and then through capillary action it comes up through the soil and then into the plant. Interesting. Very interesting. But then how do you keep the bottom pot topped up? And also, how far up can the capillary action go? Because I do believe there's a hard limit on how high the water can rise through capillary action. I think it's only like 50 centimeters or something. The big pot also has a tube put into it. Ooh. And how does the tube fill the big pot? I need to know. I need to know. No, the tube is access to the bucket. Wait, I'm posting a Discord. Please do! I want to see. Let me see. Why is it not in the Yuri section? A rare insult. TV, what are you posting in my Discord? What are you posting in my Discord, TV? What the hell? In Brazil, the bald uacari is rather crudely known as o macaco inglês. It means the English monkey. Wow, that is... Let me guess, that's on account of the teeth, right? That's on account of the teeth, isn't it? I can just tell. Oh, right. I see now. It's in general. I see it. So what you're saying is... Like, so the pipe that gives you access to the big one, does that just like get connected up to a hose or like another system? Also, nice decking, by the way. We've got the how you stop the plant from getting too much water. But like, what do? You just like fill the big bucket with water and it lasts like several months before you need to fill it again? Or is it like actively filling itself through like rain or something? The pipe goes down into the bucket and I fill it once a week or every two. Fair enough. Okay, I like it. Are they eco-friendly wood veneers? And it rains a lot, so that sounds about right. They do look like... Pretty sure that's a soft wood. Somewhat worn. I'd estimate maybe 8 years old decking. The screws are relatively cleanish, so they were there when you moved in, so I don't know. Maybe a bit older then. Roughly 10 years for the decking, I'd estimate. The screws have held up pretty well, which I like. But no, I approve. Good stuff, Nucleus. Gotta look after your plants. Honestly, I could do with something similar. I've got a couple of plants that I've been collecting for a little while. I've got one of the boards is broken. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen. You're jumping too much on that decking, seriously. Terrible. But yeah, I've got, what have I got? I've got a Mangavi plant, which is doing a pretty good job. I can ignore it for the most part. I've also got my Calamondin, which has 2 fruits that it's held on to since last year and are still looking gorgeous, and I'm very much looking forward to eating them one day. One day, maybe this year, probably. But yeah, the Calamondin gets very thirsty. So I could maybe do something to keep that topped up with water supplies. That might be nice. That would be a good thing to do. Let's see, the bucket's easy. Probably even buyable. They're called wicking buckets. Ooh. Alrighty. Maybe I'll take a little drop by a B&Q sometime. I also want the water not to go to the top. That's probably a very good idea. Maybe have like a draining hole a little bit above that, so that it can actually like drain out when it gets above a certain level. Potentially. Or you could do... I was about to suggest you could do it like a siphon, but that'd probably be a little bit of overkill. Set it up like a siphon. You could do that though. I'm in the capillary action, I already have a draining hole. That's fair. I grow peppers. Ooh, peppers. I love peppers. Peppers are good. I want them to develop a lot of roots, so low water is great. Good idea. Very good idea. I like it. The roots will move down looking for the water. Where's the fucking soil? Dear. Yeah, I wonder, can I like just grow potato in here? I wanted to do potato. Potatoes grow pretty immensely. And they look quite cute. Sure can. Yeah, maybe I'll do it sometime. We'll see. I need a bit of garden though. I don't have any garden. Well, I mean I do, but it's shared and I don't want to grow things in there right now. Get a 20 litre 5 gallon bucket. I mean, like, I'd love to. And then held them up. Yeah, that sounds it. That sounds it. Aggressively growing patates are mood. They certainly are a mood. They certainly are a mood. But I really do like, patates, to be fair. Patates are fun. I do like patates. Patates are great. But yeah, still limited to, you know, not having garden. Although nothing I suppose stops me from growing them outdoors. They're great now, I want to try again. Maybe I'll get the giant bucket. Go for it, Nucleos. Do it. Go for it. Okay, now I want to actually find out, is there a way that you can get ground penetrating radar so that you can tell how big your potatoes are growing before you harvest them? That would be really cool. I want to know that. Ground penetrating radar for potato growing. Oh, that doesn't work? No, that's a shame. That sucks. That's much less fun than I was hoping for. Right. If the greens die off, they're done. That's fair. What, so you literally just wait for the green bits to die and then you're like, alright, that's patat. There is now more patat. Okay, I'll consider. I'll consider. So you're sounding very horticultural, Nucleos. You're sounding very horticultural. Are you fond of gardening and growing? If it browns, the pizza's done. Ah, so if the leaves die off, then it's done. Okay. I am. Ooh. Very fun. Very, very fun. Yeah, I've been kind of keeping my fingers crossed that I get a place that I can, you know, have and then do stuff in the garden with. I do remember, like, over COVID, I did with family try to do a little garden, but the problem was the soil was so thin that the cats just dug it all up and nothing ever grew out of it. It was a shame. My music brain read this as I am sharp. Oh, I am sharp, right? I get you, yeah. with a sharp sign. Right, we've done a bit over 300 words in 2 hours. This is hideous progress. But another piece of good news, actually. Today I can end stream more or less whenever I want. So I can just keep writing until I literally can't press another key on the board, although I am rather tired. I tortured my parents with a windowsill full of peppers. Ooh. I do imagine we're talking chili peppers here rather than bell peppers. They sound like they're a bit more growable in compact ways. So no outside doesn't matter. Fair. Fair. Very fair. I am enjoying my little bit garden. I've grown both. Ooh, very nice. I had a lemon tree too, though it now stays in my parents' garden. Oh, fun. Wait, hold on, I missed a couple. I've even grown Carolina Reaper, but more for the novelty. Fair, fair. I know you can get those little things. I have a potted lemon tree that unsuccessfully attempts to die for around 6 years at that point. Wow. Though I have friends who took him off me. I had a lemon tree too, though I says my parents still potted though, they're quite resilient. Ooh. I mean, I do like my calamondin, but the trick with the calamondin is that it's been grafted onto, I believe, a bitter orange. So, which is a lot spikier, very prickly. So, yeah, I actually do notice on the calamondin leaves there are a couple of spines starting to show from the bitter orange. Yeah, we've got rootstock. Yeah. Because the bitter orange is very thick and woody, and it can stand tall and firm compared to the limp and relatively flimsy branches of the calamondin. You can do that with tomatoes too. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, but is there not a trick, TV? I do not know what you're bonking me for. How could you? I think the trick, though, I've heard when it comes to grafting like that is that after enough time passes, the rootstock ends up taking over the grafted branches, and the grafted branches just kind of like become part of the rootstock, and then you're left with just like a bitter orange tree instead. Get a high producing rootstock and then get your preferred tomato. Ooh, that's fun. That'd be a fun thing to play around with sometime. Get assimilated. Yeah. It's just one of those incredible things about biology. Like, the drive to survive and live even allows you to be cut off from the main body that you grew on, and it'll still function, it'll still grow fruit. It's amazing. Peppers and tomatoes are mostly annuals. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, biology really wasn't like the strongest suit for me. So like I've not done much when it comes to like actually growing plants, but it's something that's like nice and relaxing, and I've had my calamondin for like, I think I've had it for like 2 years now. So it's definitely doing a good job. It's just chilling on my windowsill in my living room. In the, like, I very rarely open the blinds in here even. So it's just absorbing some ambient light and doing its thing and producing a couple of fruits every year or two. But yeah, they're nice. They're nice. The Mangavi's just doing its own thing. It's a resilient little thing. And I've got like a jar full of moss that I slightly overwatered. But it's got a couple little plants in there as well. It's very cute. I like it. I need to get a couple more plants. I'd like to get like a much bigger standing plant, but I might hold off for a couple more months. We'll see. I'm actually considering moving place again. The place I'm in is a bit small and slightly expensive considering considering everything. But I was having a little browse around even just today actually, and was like, oh, here's another place. It's not much further away to travel. Maybe marginally. Actually, no, tell a lie. It's less distance to no, it's about as far distance to get to any transport. And it's only like marginally longer via public transport to get to anywhere I might want to go. And it's cheaper as well. So I may be moving potentially. I'm considering going to view the place maybe next week. So yeah, I might end up moving house, which might be very nice actually. It would be lovely. I think the place if I did end up moving here, I would then be the downstairs neighbor, so there'd be someone upstairs from me, which I'm not used to doing, not for a good number of years. But it would come with the benefits of being a much bigger and nicer place, which would be very, very nice. Like, the place I'm in's nice, but it was mostly for the location. Currently, for me, location is less of a priority. So this other place might be a little bit preferable. So we'll see. Unfortunately, that place does not come with a garden either. But I'm looking at options. See what we can do. That might be fun though. Just looking forward to the extra hassle when it comes to moving my internet connection over there. Hopefully I would be able to. I'd imagine I'd be able to. But who knows? We'll see. Something to look into. Right, where was I? Lots of banter being written now, which is nice. Change of mood. Gonna hummed at that, leaning away in our seats. Let's see. ISP shenanigans, yeah, that would be it. But I would need to double check what internet speeds would be like in the place that I'd be going to. It's moderately built up, so like it's not like I'd be moving to the sticks anyway. A little bit further away from civilization, so to speak, but not in the sticks. And I'd imagine internet speeds there wouldn't be terrible. So I need to look that up before I went. That would be critical. And I don't know, I just need to make sure that it was a good environment. Good environment, good place, good people. Somewhere I feel comfortable and safe is important. Somewhere there's nice places to walk. I think there'd be slightly better places to walk there than there are here. Here there's a couple of decent places to walk, but they're also a little bit of a hassle. Or maybe they just get a little bit too samey, so who knows. I have a bad feeling. A bad feeling? Nucleus, what have you got a bad feeling about? Triangle, I'm still contemplating my plans to run a D&D one-shot in future. Ooh. Mostly wondering how big of a shock it would be having a black and white slightly decorated topographic map for a battle map. That'd be quite cool. I think that'd be pretty cool. Depends on how much detail you want to go into for the one battle map. Depends on how much use you're going to get out of said battle map, I would say. But then also, if you're somewhat a creative type, if you're inclined to go ahead and use it, then I'd say go ahead and have some fun with it. That's the important part, that you have fun. Let's see, I just texted my mum, how's John Lemon? The lemon plant. She wrote, I'm home in a minute, I'm going to call you. Oh no. That's a concern. Old man Joe is dead, maybe. Well, hopefully not. But yes, hello Valana. Good to see you, Valana. Hopefully you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. We are doing more Yuri writing. We have done less than 500 words in over 2 hours. We're doing fantastic today. I'm planning to run it with an Adventurers League, and all other DMs just craft something out of tile sets. So the contrast will be insane. Oh, you know what? Fair point, Triangle. That sounds like a worthy inclusion of effort right there. I think the battle map sounds like a fun thing. I'd say go for it. Yeah, that sounds quite fun. But yes, we're writing mid-teenager banter here today, Villana. Banter and future planning between a somewhat younger Brianna and Clementine, which has been lovely so far, actually. I'm running out of hydration. My day got somewhat mixed up a little bit today with the incident at work, causing everyone to be sent home. I didn't drink as much liquid as I normally would. So yeah, slightly dehydrated. Also slightly tired, but what else is new really? I'm really looking forward to my weekend. I'm gonna get to get some good exercise, fresh air, time away from my PC and my familiar surroundings. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Even if I get rained on, I will still enjoy myself. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. A whole... How many nights is it? I'm going away for 3 nights. So it'll be like 4 days, 3 nights that I'll be out. It's gonna be good. I'm really looking forward to it. Although it's gonna be weird because it's gonna be not the longest that I've spent not streaming. Because I have gone like more than a week without streaming before. But like I'm not gonna be streaming until like next Tuesday. Which is gonna be really weird. Like the first time that I'll have done something like that since what's it called? Since Dokumi last year, actually. That was fun. Also, hello Sid, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Plenty more Yuri writing going on today. And also very much looking forward to not being doing much for the next week. Will be nice. Eating lunch, it's been worse? Ah, that's good. Well, not glad that it's been worse, but glad it's not as bad as it might have been, at the very least. Main problem with that way of mapping a map is that the average layperson will have trouble reading some of the commonly used symbols. That's true. Dokumi, isn't that in Germany? Yeah. But there was a thing last year. We went out of our way. I think it was myself and Shu came over from the UK to go to Dokumi. We had Valini come over as well. I think that was like the main 3 of us, to be honest. And we ended up meeting with a bunch of people in our communities. It was very nice. Sid and Valana made a special effort to be there as well. That was great. It was awesome. It was really good getting to see people. It was. It was a real treat. And also got to drink a lot of German beer, so I was very happy. Epic effort. Yeah, it sounded like it. Yeah. I also got the plushie. So much damn effort. Yeah, I'll bet. I got the plushie though. I got my plushie. This one. The thigh plushie. It's brilliant. It was very fun seeing everyone. It was so good. Valana, I still have the plushie. I adore it. Well, I mean, of course I've still got the plushie. Of course I adore it. Yes, the plushie, of course. One of the greatest treasures of the trip. Better have. Of course I've got it. It has a prime. It has the prime position, like tucked away at like the bottom of my bed, unceremoniously. It is out. Sometimes it makes its way up towards the pillows, if ever I actually make my bed. But it's there, it's well cared for. I really love it. It's great. Looking forward to getting to show it off to more people in future. House guests and what have you. I'm gonna have... No, I was wondering if my one of my other friends who'd stayed over before, he has seen it. I showed him it last year when he was over. I've shown pictures of it to people. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the stories I get to tell about these things. It's great. Aside from a transatlantic trip, our original hotel had a pipe burst. Oh yeah, I remember that. And it's amazing how isolating not speaking the primary language makes you. Still, somehow you survived. Somehow. Not quite as restful as you might have preferred, but regardless, you survived. The effort is hugely appreciated all the same, folks. For coming over. Don't feel obliged to do it every year. Amazing we still got together. Yeah, I know. It was good. Not speaking the language sucks. Yeah. Very true. Right. What was I thinking just now? I think I have a wee thought in my head. I should really make the effort to go to my local convention one day. Like actually when is my local convention? What even is the local convention? Oh, it's a Comic-Con, isn't it? I think it's just like generic Comic-Con rather than like anime specific. We do have a Glasgow and Anime and Gaming Con. Alright, so there is an anime one. But when is it? And who's even there? I don't recognize any of these people. There's like one VTuber on the list. When's the event? What's the tickets? Oh shoot, it's next month. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Actually, that's the weekend I was planning on meeting up with my friend. Oh dear. Well, you know what? I do have that weekend off, so I could just go. It's a bit late to show up as a guest of honor, as honorable a guest as I would be, but still. Yeah, that'd be funny. Every year would be impressive, yeah, too, right? If I win the lotto, yeah. Even without lotto money, I think next transatlantic visit will be UK, Scotland. Oh, that sounds good. Plenty to see up here. Lots of fun to be had. I'll consider that. It's a much cozier convention that we've got here. We also do actually have the film and Comic-Con as well. Ooh, Sylvester McCoy's coming this year. That's interesting. Very interesting. It does have some anime stuff going on, but it's not quite as fun, is it, as anime? Cosplay and comics. Man, I still have this little thing in my head that I would like to have my own stand one day. So I could like sell games or art or, I don't know, prints or something. Maybe a fun thing to do one day. That would be really nice. Maybe one day, maybe we'll see. Anyway, project for another time. We'll need to make sure the hotels don't have any bursting waterworks planned. But I mean, you don't normally plan for a disaster like that, but then that is what preventative maintenance is supposed to catch, isn't it? Anyway, I'm getting very distracted. I'm supposed to be writing and I've not written very much. Our writing progress is going down. We're reverting to what I used to do in previous weeks. Sucks. But yeah, preventative maintenance. It's a lost art. Hmm. The problem is that it's not art. Maybe that's where they messed up. Maybe. Standing on a tightrope, ready to fall to the left or right. The right or left at any moment if she couldn't keep her balance. Hmm. Can we get a bit more into Brianna's mental state here? Like, in this scene, she's been very comfortable. Like, she's incredibly comfortable with Clementine. They've got good friendship, there's a lot of openness and honesty there. But at the same time, she's still holding something back. I mean, of course she is. It's Brianna. She's not a simple girl. Can we make her more complex? Or can we write her in a more complex way here? Because like early Brianna, we did get to see quite a bit of complexity. I was initially just wanting the negative aspect here to be dread, but where's, well, not dread really. A little bit ominous, a little bit self-awareness, a little bit of self-disgust maybe, but can we get a little trace of anger? Maybe we can. Maybe a little bit of anger. Yeah, I think we can maybe. But is anger even... We've got to go through phases. We've got shock, maybe anger, then bargain. Yes, let's do phases of grief. We can do phases of grief here. John Lemon is alive and well. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I will look forward to the lemonade you'll be brewing. Well, I mean, you know, assuming you actually have a crop. But yeah, it's good to hear, Nucleus. Happy days are here again. Also, I'll be heading out. See you next week. No worries, Nucleus. Thank you so much again for dropping by. And for sharing so much about your little projects. We do appreciate. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you have a good week ahead of you. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week, next Tuesday. We'll probably not be doing Yuri next Tuesday, although we might be, who knows. We'll be doing something next Tuesday anyway, for sure. I'm doing a little bit of thinking about what kind of things we might do, actually, in future. We'll see. There may be some minor changes to schedules coming, probably after my break, but that's something to think about later. But yeah, you take it easy, Nucleus. Be good to yourself. Have a good one. Matane. I don't know. We may wrap up relatively soon ourselves. The word count for this chapter is going to get dizzyingly high. I can see this easily going over 4,000 words. Very concerning. Minor changes? DRG stream then noted. Perhaps. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, take it easy, Nucleus. Rest well. Hope you have a good one. Said's got Monday off this weekend. Oh, funny you should mention that. Okay. I was going to say I've got Monday off this weekend, but in fact I do not. My trip itself is only from Thursday to Sunday, so I will be home on Sunday evening. But the problem with that is that my Monday, which was supposed to be, you know, recovering from my holiday, has actually turned into a bit of a busy day of appointments. You have Monday off if you want it off hard enough. That's true. No, I don't get it, Sid. I don't get it. Because I have other stuff. Other stuff has manifested itself, Sid. More stuff's going on, Sid. I don't get a holiday on Monday. No. It should be good stuff though. An interesting opportunity has presented itself, and I may also be looking to move house. So between those two things, It will be nice, and I should only be out for a couple of hours, so I should still be able to more or less rest on Monday. Certainly from like mid-afternoon onwards. Fingers crossed, we'll see. But yeah, thank you for the posture check, TV. My posture's not terrible. I do have my right leg raised for once. It's not my left one, so that's good. But yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I just expect that I'll be tired and very possibly a little bit achy. But I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to deal with the aches while walking. That should be nice. That should be nice. So, gonna grab some lunch. No worries, TV. Hopefully I have something good. What was it last time that TV had for lunch? I'm trying to remember. It was something. I think it was pizza. Was it pizza or burger? I don't remember. I think it was pizza. Apologies, had to clear my throat. Hmm. Back. What'd you get, TV? Is it... What did you have last time, actually? Was it pizza or burger? I think it was pizza, wasn't it? So what is it this time? More pizza? Pizza last time. Knew it! I do have a good memory. See? Couldn't tell you what your name is. Couldn't tell you at all. But I remember what you ate. Yeah, there we go. You eating meatloaf, but ooh, that sounds really good. Because I mean, like, if you think about it, like, what is meatloaf? But a lot of burger meat just crammed into a massive loaf. Like, if you really think about it, it's just like a massive burger patty, isn't it? That sounds really good, though. Also, I can swear I heard the microwave pinging, unless you had it cooking for a little bit. Is that what you AFK'd for earlier? Put that on. Not in the microwave. I was pleased with the thought that Bren would hate. Oh. I cannot spell today. Just toss the microwave for 45 seconds, sounds about right. Ground beef, bread, mustard, thyme, sage, salt, pepper, lots of rubbing. Ooh, that does sound good. Yeah, there was a little phase a good couple of years ago now during COVID when I was staying with the family home, and my brother went through a little phase when he very rarely cooked, where he would make meatloaf. And like, it was never anything that we'd eaten before. But he was making meatloaf, and it was great. And he made it literally twice, several months apart. And then complained that it took too much effort to do and like never did it again. But it was amazing. It was really good, and I've not had it since. And also, there's just one mel here. And I don't know how to make it in portions big enough for one person to eat in a couple of days. Maybe a project for another day. Just eat more. I already eat big portions as it is. Like, I made this kind of like sticky, kind of Chinese style chicken drumsticks lately. One portion's supposed to be like a small amount of rice and one drumstick. I swear I ate at least two portions. Well, I ate two big drumsticks and a big portion of rice. I've eaten enough. I've eaten more than enough. And 2 strawberry tarts for dessert. I've eaten plenty. Big strawberry tarts as well, not those little ones. The big flat ones. Right, I like this. This is good. I like it. I guess you could share the meatloaf with your neighbours. To be fair, I do have some lovely neighbours. My next door neighbours, they moved in, I think they moved in like a year ago or so. Year and a half maybe. I remember like just, they were moving all their stuff up and I just saw there was like a box at the bottom of the stairs as I was leaving one day. And was like, you know what, why not? So I just like brought it up to the top of the stairs and like handed it over to them and was like, yeah, this is the bottom of the stairs, I brought it for you. And they were just like, oh, thank you. They're very nice. They're also the neighbours that I swapped a whole chocolate cake for 2 chocolate cupcakes at my birthday. That was fun. I enjoyed doing that. That was nice. Yeah, no, I bought 2 chocolate cakes because I thought I wanted to bring them to work so that I could like, you know, it's like, it's my birthday, so I brought chocolate cake for everyone so everyone can enjoy it. But the thing is, like, they barely took a half of the chocolate cake. Like, I don't think even half of it got eaten. The rest of it went to one person. And then I was left with like a whole extra cake that nobody wanted a slice of. And I didn't want to eat it all because, well, I'm literally still paying for eating that much cake in the first place. Because as soon as I eat that, my skin starts flaring up and getting itchy. And it's still itchy months later. And I swear it was the cake that did it. I don't have any proof. It's a correlation, not a causation, but I swear it was the cake. But anyway, I gave them the cake because I didn't want to eat that much sugar. I would have gone off by the time I got around to it all. And they just gave me two little chocolate cupcakes in a little bag. And it was lovely of them. I was very moved. Honestly, I enjoyed the cupcakes more than I would have enjoyed the cake. And also, to be honest, they probably cost about the same. Maybe slightly less. But yeah, no, it was a thing. No, it was a worthy trade. It was a worthy trade, and I also got some goodwill out of it as well. So yeah, no, it was good. Enjoyed it. Let's see, where was I? We're almost done this scene. I'm wanting to, you know what, let's finish off scene 2 and then we'll handle the incident next time. By which I mean next week. What a cliffhanger. I go on holiday and the rest of it is just gonna be until next time. It's quite evil actually, if I may say myself. I did hope we'd make a bit more progress, but 1,000 words for this scene feels about right. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm looking forward to editing this section. Let's see. So where did we leave off? You'd be able to if you wanted. TV? Wait, what are you saying what at TV? I don't know what you're saying what at. You just said what? Oh wait, no, that was the cake. It's fine. No, I remember. My brain is just very slow. I see messages that I've already spoken about like 5 minutes before. And then I'm just like, yeah, no, that's a new message. That's totally something. I've said something ridiculous, haven't I? Actually, has that ever happened? Have I ever said something and not realized that I'm saying it? Because I've been like paranoid that I've been like letting my my inner monologue, or like, well, it's not really a monologue, it's more of a chorus, to be honest. I've been worried since I was like in primary school that my inner chorus has leaked out and people hear the random shit that I come up with sometimes. I don't think it happens too often, but sometimes. I never do know. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Let's see. Where do we end this? Well, I mean, I know where we end this, but how do we get to where I want to go to? We're relieving the tension now. I think I can see it. I see where we're going. Hmm. We need to set up some more angst here. We've sown the seed in scene one rather. In this scene, we're setting up how good things were and how much there is to lose and what the sources of that loss are. Let's have a little callback to chapter 1 here, because why not? We'll have a little callback to the tail end of chapter 1 here. Just a little bit. Little callback to chapter 1. Just a little bit. Oh, by the way, Good Smells is releasing a Magia Baser figure. Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm okay. Can I justify it? Can I justify it? Do I have the budget? I don't know if I have the budget. To be fair, I somehow resisted the urge. 8,800 yen. Okay, that's I'd expect worse. That's gonna be like what, 75 pounds or something like that. 70, 75. That's about as much as how much it was gonna be for Chisato and Takina. Well, for each of them. And I was very tempted to get both of them because they hold hands. But somehow I resisted. And also didn't get a reminder from the shop that I asked for a reminder from. Can I justify that? Can I justify that? I might be able to justify that. But the thing is, like, I might not be able to have that be the only one from that series that I get. Dear, that's so tempting. I did hear that the Blu-rays for that series did very well. I heard that there was just shy of 10,000 sales in like no time when the Blu-rays came out, which is apparently very good for them. Tells me that it probably made significantly over $1 million yen, which is pretty good money as far as I understand it. For these sales anyway. 1 million yen's like nothing. Yeah, it's like 10 grand, isn't it? Something like that. Well, it's like 5 grand over here. I don't know, if they sold 10,000 each one, let's call it 10,000. Yeah, that's something like, I don't know, that could be like 100 million yen in sales, which is like 50k. I don't know, people seem very excited about it. How much does a Blu-ray set go in Japan? I don't know. Anyway, it seemed to be doing very good, which is nice. I do need to get around to actually, you know, reading the manga, which I'll get around to eventually. Oh my god, my reading list is ridiculous. I've got like thousands of pages of book to read in physical. Never mind my backlog of anime and manga. Oh my god, what am I doing to myself? I will get around to it. I wanted to read it before the series came out, but then the series came out and I just enjoyed the series. Yeah, no, it's a thing. Hello, Kuro, good to see ya. Hopefully you're doing good. Got up early for work and saw you streaming. What series? Oh yeah, we're talking about Mahou Shoujo Nyakaragete, looking up to magical girls. Which I know, it's very much a Marmite thing. I enjoyed it. I can see the issues with it, but I did enjoy it. It was fun. Each Blu-ray is like 11,000 yen. So yeah, that puts it around 1 million in sales. So yeah, that's like 50... Probably something in the region of like $50,000. Well, £50,000. Which is like $60,000-ish. Yeah, it's not. Like 110 to 150 quid. Yeah, that sounds about right. 110 million yen, yeah. Wait, 110 million yen? Yeah. Okay, so that's like $500,000-ish. Well, half a million pounds, something like that. I don't know. That doesn't sound like it's absolutely terrible. It depends on what the margins are. Anyway, apparently people were pretty happy about the number of Blu-ray sales like in the first couple of days. Apparently it bodes well. Maybe we'll even get a season 2 out of it. I couldn't find a place to watch it. There are ways. There are ways. Dear. No, it was good. It was good. Would recommend. But yeah, hopefully you've got a good day ahead of you at work, Kuro. I've been writing for the last, how long have we been going? 3.5 hours, actually. And we've only done about 1,000 words, which is pretty awful as far as I'm concerned. But we are nearly done with scene 2, so that's good. Those Blu-rays are around 1 million American dollars in sales. I suppose it's not nothing. Hopefully those are some good margins. I think we can call it here. We get the awkward. We get the self-loathing. We get all of that awkward stuff. Right, when was I setting this? I was setting my store in November. So this would have been maybe June. Or July. June, late June. June to November. July, August, September, October, November. 5 months. 4 or 5 months. 4 or 5 months. And also, how did I write this? So much banter in this section, it's nice, yeah. I don't know, let's go with 4 months. Yeah. There we go. And that's gonna be scene 3. That's gonna be the next one. But I think we might make this do for today. We are we're not making a lot of progress, but we're making a tangible amount of progress on chapter 4, which is good. Let's see, let's do our regular review. Chapter 1, just literally 12 words shy of 3,000. Chapter 2, just shy of 4,000. Chapter 3, 3,400. Chapter 4, already 3,500 words. Chapter 3 is going to probably be the longest chapter. Chapter 4, rather, is going to be the longest chapter. This is concerning to me. I didn't expect it to become as long as it is, but it's going to become longer. We'll see what we can do with this. It also did take me a bit longer to write this much progress, but I suppose we've worked out it still is our average of around about 300 odd words per hour, so not quite the pace that I've been able to keep up in my more recent writing streams, but still making a very good average, so I'm happy enough with it. So, next time we are going to get onto the actual incident itself, which I have outlined. This section, I think it should be quite quick. It should be quite quick. Most of it is going to be already discussed. We'll be like in media resing this section. And yeah, actually, I think next writing stream should be the end of chapter 4, which is going to leave me at the mercy of chapter 5. Oh dear, it's gonna be the end of chapter 5. This is gonna be interesting. And also, I am thoroughly planning on throwing out what I've got planned for chapter 5. It's gonna be devastating, but it's gonna be beautiful. I genuinely can't wait to get on to chapter 5. It's gonna be good. We are going to call it here though. This is we're calling it for chapter 4 for today. We'll be picking this up again in a bit over a week. Well, maybe in a week if I feel like doing it on Tuesday. That would be a good day for it. But yeah, we'll be picking up when I'm back from my holiday. But yeah, one last time, this is going to be the last stream for the week. Last stream until next Tuesday, most likely. Assuming that I'm not so tired next Tuesday. Don't know what I'll be doing. Expect the schedule to go up either on Sunday or Monday next week for next week's schedule. I'd expect it's going to look broadly familiar, but I do think that we might try something a little bit different on the weekend. With apologies to those of you in Western time zones, I think we might be starting our weekend streams a little bit earlier. I think we might be going for earlier starts, but I'll consider that. I'm going to consider that, and we'll see what we want to do with it when the time comes. But yes, for now we will call things here. I'm going on a domestic trip just by myself, not incredibly far, but it's going to be very fun. I will be doing my best to take some good pictures and experience a lot of fun things and see a lot of good sights, and then I shall get back to you maybe even next Tuesday actually with an overview of what it was I was up to. Oh dear, I'm very tired though. But yes, thank you so much everyone for coming along today. I really do appreciate it, whether you've been here from the start or whether you came along just now. Kurobachi, thank you so much for dropping by. Special thanks to TV for gifting the subscription to Triangle. Hugely appreciated, TV. And yeah, thank you so much, Kuro, for dropping by as well. Thank you, Triangle. Thank you, Nucleos. Thank you, Valana and Sid. And yeah, everyone else who may have been here, whether you've been lurking or whatever you've been up to. Hopefully you've had a good one. But yes, I'm going to enjoy my holiday. I'm going to get some good rest before tomorrow because I have a good bit of last minute prep to do tomorrow. I'm so prepared. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all soon. I may drop some tweets in as I'm underway. Who knows? And I'll probably be milling around the Discord for a bit, so I won't be gone entirely. But I am looking forward to switching off and not worrying about anything for a little while. But yes, with that all having been said, I've been Melanie. Thank you so much everyone for coming along. I adore writing this. It is an absolute pleasure. I'm going to look forward to continuing it. But yeah, until next time, until next week, take care of yourselves. Be very good to yourselves. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Dear, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Did I mention as well one of my phones broke? The screen's not working. That's been fun. Which is annoying because I was trying to get in touch with someone and now I can't. It's difficult. Anyway, who do we have to raid today? Who do we have to raid today? My port is busted. My screen is busted. Right, who's live? Who's live? Let's raid Linux again. Why not? Who I believe is playing Mabinogi again. More weather balloon time. Anyway, take it easy, y'all. Matane.